reason I got into SNL was a bit of a mystery, and hearing about it through the huge actors that would branch out from it. When I was in my teen years, I was so interested in the series, but the content was basically completely missing, at least the content from the years I wanted to see. To be honest, until the Season 1 DVD came out, there really wasn't any way for a guy living in England to watch the show. It was a program shrouded in mystery, and although reruns would air in America regularly, it was still a mystery as to what these golden years of SNL were like for many, even in the motherland. As it turns out, the early seasons are like most SNL seasons, glimpses of genius and a bunch of duds. However, there is something about Season 1 that puts it in the upper echelons of SNL history. Maybe it's the freshness, the daringness, the competition from the actors. Let's find out. This is my Season 1 retrospective. I think the best way to describe the first season of SNL is messy. In fact, with all the episodes and seasons of SNL I've seen, Season 1 could quite possibly be the messiest one. But can you blame them? Even the notoriously bad early 80s seasons weren't held back by not knowing what they wanted to be. Season 1 was a crapshoot of different sketches, different ideas of what they even wanted the show to be, and a cast that was pure gold, yet not utilized properly. The first episode had no sketches with George Carlin in it. It has parts where Carlin just does stand-up segments. And the episode directly following was almost fully dedicated to musical guests. The early parts of the season are very scattershot, and comedic gold is limited. Originally, SNL did not intend to have a guest star every show. It was supposed to be a running circle of guests that would share the spot, instead becoming a different guest every show. Season 1 was an interesting one because the guests didn't exactly know what to do, and some, like all other seasons, would be infinitely better than others. Some of my personal favorites, continuing to be through the first few seasons, were Buck Henry, Candice Bergen, Elliot Gould, and Rob Reiner. SNL had many qualities which made it feel like the hipster version of TV. Whilst mostly everything on TV at the time was heavily sanitized, SNL felt dangerous, cool, and barely on rails. Parodies of presidents, political allies, enemies, and celebrities ran rampant and wasn't the done thing of the day and age. Whilst the cast wasn't used as the center point of the show in the first season, they were the reason you cared. Aykroyd with his dedication to every sketch, Belushi's bad boy posturing, Radner's warmth, Chase's slapstick, Curtin's straight woman. This was a cast destined to become huge for the first season. Just how right they casted everyone is astounding. If I had to pick a standout, it's easily Aykroyd. He seemed like the friendliest, the funniest, the most surreal. Frankly, Aykroyd had it all, and whilst other cast members in the first few seasons would take the limelight much more than Danny, Aykroyd was easily the funniest and most talented. My personal favorite sketches and moments from the season include anything with Andy Kaufman, Belushi doing Joe Cocker, Rob Reiner's fashion show, Land Shark, Emily Litella, the Pancreas sketch, Word Association, and the crime scene investigation with Aykroyd and Belushi. For musical guests, the ones I remember the best include Gil Scott-Heron, ABBA, Billy Preston, and Leon Redbone. Saturday Night Live's first season kicked off a sketch revolution and also an obsession for me. The actors who came out of the show would go on to do bigger things both inside the show in the later seasons and outside the show in movies. But seeing this very early insight into the actors is not only entertaining but interesting. SNL would become a show that movie stars would branch out from, but their roots will never be forgotten and their sketches will become timeless. Season 1 for me would be the most nostalgic of the seasons, but not my favorite. In fact, not even close. Season 1 is great, some really classic moments, but due to the structure of the show at the time, it just didn't show enough of what I wanted, which was comedy sketches starring what was at the time the world's most dangerous group of comedians. Needless to say, I can't wait until season 2. Definitely check this one out though, it's worth rewatching.